Hi folks, today I'm going to be doing the final bit to the veg garden and finally working out if my polytunnel, mobile polytunnel design actually works. So if I venture over this way, it's a bit of a mess, but I'll kind of give you an idea of what the plan is. The shed I'm just going to take down for now. So I'm going to be flat packing that down. The idea is to move the polytunnel, turn it 90 degrees and put it where the shed is. It's going to get better sun there. That gives a good space back here for another big long raised bed, a shallower one, and either the shed will go behind that or some compost bins or compost kind of sections. Chickens are done, let's just feed the little ones. Seriously behind on all of our tomatoes and things. I'm really not too worried, we've got enough going on, but the plants I have got, we'll try and keep going. It gets to that time of year now where you end up tearing out all these giant brambles, knowing that if you left them another month or so you'd end up with loads of fruit, but they're just in the way. Right, we're getting somewhere now. Oh man, I think I made a video on this years ago. This is an old cold frame that I built using from some reclaimed timber and an old glazed unit out of the house. I think I'll keep this. Not quite sure where I'll put it, but we'll move it out of the way. And then it's going to be time to knock down the shed. Now, as you may have seen, I use the shed primarily for tool storage, but then early on in the year we raise our young chicks in here, so it's multi-purpose, needs a bit of a clean out still, but I think next year we'll only be doing very small batches of chickens, and I don't think I'd be using it for that. So the aim is to make it more of a actual shed, and maybe timber store as well. Oh dear, I'm sensing a bit of a hollow there, which is where the nice, warm, dry, cold frame was. We could end up finding a few fairies. But to unclutter the polytunnel now. Polytunnel I've been using as a bit of a general store to keep old doors from the house dry over winter. I don't know where I'm going to put them. Maybe we do need to put the shed back up. We also need to do something about that. The little bantams that have got full reign of the garden seem to like the playground. Let's hit the roof off first, I think. Is that a hornet or a wasp? I don't know, but it didn't come to anything, it's been there a few years. Ah! Maybe I didn't even screw the roof down. Would appear not. Let's see if we can... This would be one of my first DIY builds, building this shed. And I'm pleased to say, 8 years in, it's holding up pretty well. A damn sight better than most flimsy sheds that you can get. Oh, that's a bit of light. Yeah, so it's going to be the floor which is going to be the issue. The screws are rusted out, but it's only in the floor. I think if we undo the side panels, we can just snap them, or pull them out. It seemed to witness a bit more hoarding, which has been going on behind there. So these are actually all the secondary glaze units, which were in the house behind the old sash windows, which had rotted out. So I kept them thinking they're all aluminium. I think the toughened glass as well. They'd make a perfect DIY greenhouse. But of course, I haven't got around to that. But I'm tempted to keep them. I know I shouldn't. Now, who thinks there's going to be a dozen rats under here? There's definitely a hole. If you're in there, please run out. Right, final bit of flattening off. Time to use the state-of-the-art bamboo measure plus extreme. And that's about right. Great tool. Link in the description. Alright, quick interlude for a cuppa. Now, I'm probably underestimating how hard this is going to be to move, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it yet. I mean, you could winch it or something. I reckon a couple of straps underneath the end beam, I should be able to lift it enough to just drag it. Otherwise, we can just use a bit of leverage and go for the physics lesson. I was lucky, nearly spilt my tea. Okay, I think we want to take it that way a smidge because I've got some timber down the back. Of course I've got timber down the back. There's timber everywhere. Now what's going to be the best? Oh, that. And that works quite well. I've opened up this area. I mean, yes, I've had to bang it in right up against the hedge, but it's not that hard to shuffle it away a little bit to trim behind, and most of that was dead from the shed being there. Well, like all jobs, we're now at the point where we're kind of thinking, should we have done that in the first place, because we've made twice as much mess. And it's going to take longer to tidy up than it was to actually move the thing. But it moved as easy as I thought it was going to. We're now going to bung everything back in there because I've simply set aside 2 hours today to come out this morning, get it done. I haven't got time to start laying a shed base or sorting through timber or clearing out the compost area, which is behind the camera, which is just overgrown with brambles and nettles. All in all though, a good success, and once the pathways are clear, it makes much more sense for the tunnel to be here, bearing in mind east to west. It's going to get sun most of the day. My plan then is to put that raised bed in here and a bit more infrastructure for the garden. My plan, which we'll touch on in the future, is to split the two sides of the polytunnel. So rather than just jam it full of produce, I'm going to grow the tomatoes and cucumbers on the right hand side against the wall. The left hand side I'm going to have a bench along there, seed bench, and that means that we can start everything off on this side, but also through the winter we can carry on growing rather than just do kind of a quarter season or, you know, a third of the year, and then it just acts as a random shed. If you want to see how I actually designed this polytunnel, I basically took an old frame from Grandad's and I built it onto a timber subframe. So I'll put those videos at the end of this one. You can kind of see how it works, because of course most polytunnels are anchored into the ground and it's a huge task to move them. And if you're like me and you like to change things up each year, then it makes sense to go this way. But there we go. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself. We'll see you next time.